The storm was brief, but powerful and intense. Hundreds of trees brought down across southern England, with at times tragic consequences. This the scene in Kent. A 17-year-old young woman had been asleep in the static caravan when disaster struck. Desperate efforts to cut away the fallen branches could not save her life. In Watford, a man in his 50s was killed when a tree crushed his car. The random brutality of nature. Storm St Jude bringing death to High Street Britain. In Hounslow, on the outskirts of London, 3 homes were destroyed, damaged first by a falling tree and then by the resulting gas explosion. There were several casualties here.
We've got crews on site, work from our USAR Specialist Search and Rescue teams, who are shoring up the building so that we can carry out a search internally to confirm if anyone else is in there. Currently we have 2 people that are unaccounted for.
For thousands it was more a case of inconvenience, trees blocking roads and rail lines throughout the south and east of England. Emergency crews were on standby, battling to keep main routes open, keep the country on the move. But there are still 12 active flood warnings in place, 130 flood alerts, mainly in the southwest. With more than 200,000 homes without power, for many, all of this will live long in the memory.
There it goes.
Some of the strongest winds we've experienced since the Great Storm of 1987. Enough to bring down a crane in the centre of London, not far from Downing Street. And a question for the Prime Minister: has the response been an overreaction?
Everyone has to act on the basis of the evidence that they're given and the information that they're given, and everyone's been working very closely together to deal with this storm. Obviously afterwards we'll be able to look back and see whether people made the right decisions, but right now what matters is listening to the evidence, working together and getting things back to normal.
Professionals tracking the weather system's overnight progress across the southwest, through southern England and into London and the southeast, call it a truly remarkable weather event.
We've seen the gusts of 60 to 80 miles an hour and some very heavy rain. One gust of 99 miles an hour along the south coast. So it's not quite as bad as 87, but not far off.
It's the south coast which has taken the brunt of St Jude's destructive winds, blowing with hurricane force from Wales to Essex. At Clacton's historic pier, the helter-skelter, part of the landscape for decades, has been brought crashing to the ground. And coastguards in Sussex have been forced to call off the search for a teenage boy swept out to sea yesterday. Jeremy Cook, BBC News.